Patch notes. Destiny 2 update 8.2.5. Activities seasonal. The Nether. Reduce damage taken from sharpshooter's burden. Reduce damage taken to health from fragile strength. Is this the one that makes you a glass cannon? Like it boosts your damage, but it also boosts how much damage you take? Is that the one? Good. Reduce the damage taken to health. Good. Dude, you took too much damage. It was too much of a glass cannon. Fix an issue where paracausal payload was not providing kinetic weapons with extra damage. Fix an issue where paracausal siphon was not proving buffs to elemental damage. Oh, not providing buffs to elemental damage. Okay. Other. Fix an issue where lore books were not being correctly rewarded. Crucible. General. Fix an issue where lockdown did not award or display medals. Matchmaking. Trials of Osiris, a competitive playlist, enabled solo versus fire team lost forgiveness. This is wild, guys. Duos and trios can now be matched together. So they're opening up the floodgates. A trio can match a duo, which means there's going to be one poor soul who is the solo player that will be on the team with the duo. However, when you lose, you do not lose rank and you do not lose, or I guess your win streak inside of trials. But you will be facing off against trios. Honestly, the people that get screwed the most here are probably duos. Now, competitive. Enable the new Ascended 0 rank for players above 10,000. Wins while in the Ascended 0 rank have a chance to drop the new Darkest Night emblem. What? Okay, there it is. There it is. That's the image. Boom. All right. So you get this from being higher than 10,000 rank. It's a sick looking emblem. Yeah. No, I can't. I got to get to Ascendant first, though. Rebalance the rank-based matchmaking brackets to account for this new rank. I just want to know, Bungie, why am I in gold matching people in Ascendant? That's what I'm wondering. Is the competitive playlist that dead? I shit you not. Yesterday we were matching, which we just got the platinum, but we were matching people in Ascendant at platinum. Ridiculous, dude. Fix an issue that was preventing players from being awarded the fixed role of Redrix Estoc upon completing their placement matches. Players who never earned this role can claim it from Lord Shaxx. Fix an issue that was blocking players from being able to focus previous competitive rewards. Iron Matter. Fix an issue where their weekly challenge referenced Stasis instead of Strand. Dungeon and Raids Vesper's Host. Fix an issue in the first encounter where a nuclear core wouldn't spawn even after activating all the correct panels. Lol. Gameplay investment. Armor. Hunter. Sealed Ahamkara Grasp. Fix an issue where Nightmare's field damage bonus would be reduced by 5% while radiant. Fix an issue where your held weapon would not receive the Nightmare Fuel damage buff after getting a melee or finisher final blow without Nightmare Fuel active. This does not apply if Nightmare Fuel is already active when getting a melee or finisher kill. If the Nightmare Fuel meter is not empty, the damage boost is active. Interesting. We actually have a video coming out here soon, guys. We normally do our pre and post testing. We've already done it for exotic weapons. We're completely slacking on exotic armor. That will be out at some point this week. Radiant Dance Machines. Fix an issue that could cause extra dodge charges to be lost when transitioning between bubbles and various activities. I mean, different zones. You know when you enter a zone and the text pops up on the bottom left in your screen that you've entered a new area? It would be in those moments, those transition moments, where you could lose the extra dodge charges. And that Shards of Galanor. Fix an issue where this exotic could refund energy for any super instead of just Blade Barrage and Silk Strike. Really? Okay, so not the exotic class item. Spirit of Galanor, right? That's still good. I guess Shards, like the main exotic itself, was providing super energy for other supers. Why would Silk Strike be a part of this? Okay, right here, Spirit of Galanor. Fix an issue where the Spirit of Galanor was refunding less energy than intended for non-roaming supers. All right, so kind of a buff here for Spirit of Galanor. But yeah, base Shards of Galanor works for Blade Barrage and Silk Strike. And it seems like Bungie is making this intentional. Is this a typo? Time, no backup plans. Fix an issue where the intended shotgun damage bonus would be reduced by 5% while Radiance. Capri's Horn. Fix an issue where the solar waves from Capri's Horn would not break stasis crystals. Oh, nice, nice. Hasn't that been something Bungie's been trying to get down for like, I feel like a year at this point? Hazardous Propulsion. Fix an issue where the benefit from the enhanced rockets buff would be reduced by 5% while Radiant. So Radiant had an issue with reducing our damage. Okay. Armor customization. Fix an issue where Warlock and Titan-like armor from Sunder Doctrine was not available for Transmog. Fix an issue where the stasis armor sets did not show the correct name. Weapons. General. Fix an issue where the Vaulted Glass Time Lost weapons did not have the proper flavor text. Fix an issue where the enhanced crafted weapons with some new weapon perks couldn't obtain a masterwork border. Fix an issue where the adept shader for trials weapons was not correctly changing colors based on the state of the glow. I got it, guys. We got it. We need to set aside some time to farm Vaulted Glass. I mean, there's actually some pretty juicy weapons in there that we need to take a look at. Weapon archetypes, wave frame swords, fix an issue where the wave attack did not do damage in PvP. Interesting. Lightweight pulse rifles, body shot damage against players has been reduced from 20.4 to 19.7. Critical damage against players has been reduced from 31.8 to 31.5. This is still a damage increase over its previous values and pre 8.1.5.3, but it does shift some of the forgiveness and optimal kill thresholds downward. Redrix Estoc reduced the handling stat for it specifically from 79 to 74. All right, weapon perks, sword logic, PvP only. Reduce base damage bonus for kills against players from 20% to 15%, but increase the damage bonus for kills against players in a super from 35% to 50%. Enhanced collective action, fix an issue where the perk was not activated when collecting stasis shards created by prismatic fragments. Enhanced slime waste, fix an issue where the perk had a shorter than intended duration. Interesting. Discord and Harmony, fix an issue where both perks have their countdown start before switching to the weapon with the perk. Again, the way it's supposed to work is you activate it when you get a kill with another weapon, and only when you swap to the weapon with Discord or Harmony does the timer start to count down, giving you the full duration there. Abilities, all classes, Prismatic, Faceted Blessing, fix an issue where final blows from certain melee abilities such as Consecration and Thunderclap were not triggering health regeneration. Hunters, Night Stalker, here we go. Smoke debuff. No longer slows movement speed or jump height or weapon handling in PvP. So it's just going to have like the obscure blind effect. Won't do anything else, which is fantastic. No longer suppresses player movement abilities in PvP. So you're essentially going to hit, you're going to hit with the smoke and then you can move. And guys, come on, let's think about this logically. Why was the smoke really messing with us all that much? We have a helmet on. A helmet, fellas. Tell me, how is the smoke messing with me that much? On the Prowl, remove first-person glow from hunted players' perspectives. Reduce strength of glow on hunted players in third person. Artifact, fix an issue where the piercing sidearm perk granted wasn't piercing some types of shields. Power and progression, fix an issue where the new Iron Banner weapons did not progress the ornament's taste triumph. Collections, fix an issue where the artificial sun ornament for Lodestar appeared under the pulse rifle section in collections. Fix an issue where the China white shader did not appear in collections. In general, updated the international silver purchase confirmation to use the current episode's art. All right, guys, those are your patch notes. We're going to hit some tweets as well. At least in the live cut for this, for those interested in knowing what's going to be coming. Crucible PvP tuning. Hey, all over the last few weeks, we've been watching and engaging with combat in the Crucible and taking some notes. We've recently taken a pass on Bolt Charge due to higher damage than intended PvP and are just about to release or already have, depending on when you read this, some changes for Redrix Estoc, lightweight pulse rifles on the Prowl, and smoke effects. We have a few more weapons and abilities to tune, and we wanted to give an early heads up on where our heads are at. So number one, Warlock Snap Skating is an unintended movement technique that gives players some great advantages in map control and general movement during combat. While this can be enjoyable and fun to master, this presents some rough balance issues within the PvP space, not just 3v3 modes, but 6v6 as well. Additionally, this is creating issues with readability of opponents mid-combat. Guardian bodies can become warped and stretched when skating, making it very difficult to fight opponents mid-skate. In a future patch, we plan to address this. All right, so Warlock Snap Skating across the board, dying, dead, eventually. All right, number two, the closing time perk grants some great stats when your magazine is low, especially when enhanced on special ammo weapons. As players always spawn in with a low special ammo for now. Wink, wink. The hell, Bungie? What are y'all about to do to special ammo? Huh? Don't tell me we're doing a rollback here. Are we about to go back to old special economies? We need to keep reading it, but I'm completely fine with the balance that we have with special weapons. All right, now these stat buffs are almost always on in the Crucible, making various weapons perform a bit too well in 1v1 combat. Zelda's Reward, as an example, can hit some pretty far ranges thanks to this perk and the always-on nature of its functionality. We plan to tune this perk specifically on special weapons like we've done with other perks in a future patch. So yeah, we've seen this, Under Pressure that also got hit before too. So closing time is also going to be getting hit. Don't know to what degree. I still think it's going to be really, really good. At the same time though, if we end up in a situation where we can hold a full magazine of special ammo, which is nuts, if we do end up in that situation, then those perks kind of become obsolete. Number three. Oh! Tommy's Matchbook has become a frequent conversation among our online community, and rightly so. For many years, this weapon has been a bit of a sleeper in terms of the strength of its baseline improved hipfire functionality. With the recent changes to Radiant Dance Machines, we're seeing more hunters pulling this exotic out for some silly hipfire-only builds. Like we did with DMT in The Last Word, we're going to tune this interaction in 8.2.5.1, and we'll have more details in a future tweet. We will also be re-enabling DMT and the last word to interact with Radiant Dance Machines with a much more limited set of buffs that do not increase range but still provide them with some amount of increased accuracy. Interesting. All right, so wow. I knew it was going to happen, man. This past weekend, everybody started making videos of Tommy's matchbook and Radiant Dance Machines. I saw people streaming it and stuff. Ridiculous. Obviously, once you see that kind of, attention on a specific combination, what happens? Nerf every single time, man. Thanks, Walla. No. Look, it's not Walla's fault. I will say this. Tommy's matchbook is really, really good. But dude, it literally chews off your health. You know what I mean? Like you're handicapping yourself. Maybe it is a little too much. I don't know. I just don't think it's that detrimental. Like I don't think Tommy's matchbook Radiant Dance Machine, like to me, it's still not as strong as when the last word was working with Radiant Dance Machine. Now that was busted. All right, number 4. Oh, here we go. Radiant Dance Machines have surged in popularity in Crucible since the rework, but the increased usage has not been unilateral. In fact, we're seeing nearly 3 times the adoption on mouse and keyboard compared to controller. After the recent issues with Lodestar's hipfire and precision aim assist being significantly higher on mouse and keyboard and controller, we dug deeper into Radiant Dance Machine's setup and realized that the same issue is present, albeit in a less significant amount. In 8.2.5.1, we will be normalizing the precision angle threshold bonus provided by the accuracy buff between controller and mouse and keyboard when using Radiant Dance Machines. And I've also corrected the issue in a few other places that it could appear. For example, the legacy frame intrinsic perk on Estoc and BXR. All right, this reduced the ease of getting critical hits when hip firing on mouse and keyboard when compared with one of these items, and should bring the effectiveness more in line with the controller. Let me just ask you guys, do you feel like mouse and keyboard with Radiant Dance Machines is the problem? But I will say that yes, I do think that the problem does lie with the ability to land crits easier from the hip while using specifically a SteelSeries mouse. It's something about these mice, man. I don't know, maybe it's the 59 grams. I just think like, dude, it's the lightweight, it's the texture, it's the immediate response here from the buttons. I'm blown away by it. And look, I have moments there too. I'm just like, is it Radiant Dance Machines? Is it a SteelSeries mouse? I don't even know. I don't know. Number 5, regarding lighting. We've been watching the conversation around our recent trials weekend featuring Solitude. There are a few spaces on the map, doors specifically, where players can feel blinded by exterior lighting or have difficulty identifying enemy barricades due to the warm lighting of Mars. As such, this map won't be featured in trials for the remainder of the season. Is it that bad? Whoa. I mean, look, yeah, the lighting was a little annoying when you would aim out there and you couldn't really, but is it, dude, you guys find everything to complain about. I'm telling you, man. Y'all will look for anything, any reason for why you lost your 1v1 outside of maybe you just got shot. Look, it's a humbling moment. The literally like, how did I lose? Oh, it's the sun. The sun made me lose my 1. It doesn't play good. What do you mean? Oh my God, you guys would literally find anything like, we finally got something different, something new. We're also looking at examples of other maps having rough spots where it can be hard to see. While we can't promise immediate action or changes, we're looking to get some bugs found for future opportunities to either tune the lighting or make changes to help combat those spaces. We're continuing to monitor various strategies and weapons within PvP, and we'll provide additional details for future tuning passes when we can. All right, so Tommy's matchbook, Radiant Dance Machines, that's getting a nerf. Closing time getting a nerf. Snap skating getting killed. Radiant Dance Machines on mouse and keyboard specifically getting a nerf, and lighting on certain maps getting a rework. Bungie, go ahead, address the lighting. Address the lighting. You know how Bungie addresses lighting? They nuke it. Everybody like playing Burnouts? Anybody miss Burning Shrine? Which one's better, Burnout or Burning Shrine? I personally like Burning Shrine more than Burnout, but I gotta live in a world of Burnout because the sun was too much for us in a video game. Cross, stop defending your boss, Pete. Yeah, because Pete knows exactly. Pete knows what the map we're talking about. I guarantee if one of us could call up Pete right now and be like, Pete, what are your thoughts on the lighting for Solitude? He'd be like, what game are we talking about? It's about one of my cars. You talking about my Solitude car? I just picked it up last week. What about it? Cross doesn't care what map it is because he'll just get carried. Let me just say this. Regardless of the map, regardless of the meta, regardless of the bugs, the skill of my opponents, whatever the case, we lock in the flawless every Friday. We lock it in every Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it is a little tougher than usual, right? Sometimes I feel like I actually got to work for it. You know what I mean? Cross goes solo this weekend then. Look, here's the thing. What do I get? If I was to actually play solo this weekend and go flawless, what do I get out of this situation? What comes out of that situation is you guys just go, wow, I wish I got bot players to play against like that. So there's there's bullshit. Reply number 1. Must be streamer servers. Must be using a VPN. There's number 3. All right. This is getting off topic. Point is, these are changes that are going to be coming to Destiny, whether you like it or not. And I don't necessarily think any of these changes are bad. Snap skating, I don't know, man. I would be fine with it if you just gave Titans Twilight Garrison and you snap skate all you want. Closing time, I'm more curious about what are these special ammo changes. Dude, we got to be getting a special ammo meter back, because with special ammo meter, we could keep our ammo, if I remember correctly, at least in 6v6, right? Tommy's being a little wild. You know, I will say when you know, Maverick and I went against each other, and I went in there all hunky-dory and was like, I'm gonna spank that ass. And he had Tommy's matchbook, and no lie, Tommy was wrecking me. We pulled it back though. We won by what was it, 10-9, Maverick, if I remember correctly. But I had to work for it, man. I had to, you know, we had to pull some shenanigans out, you know. But the thing is though, it made me respect Tommy's matchbook. Up until that point, I did not respect Tommy. I didn't realize just how lethal it was in 1v1s. But it is, man. When that thing gets to amp, and you don't even have to fully amp it, and it's that lethal. It's impressive. And as far as Radiant Dance Machines, I don't know, man. I think this right here is probably going to be the biggest change here. It's like nerfing mouse and keyboard hip fire precision aim assist. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe that has a profound effect and pulls it back. One thing I really do love about shooting from the hip while on mouse and keyboard is the hip fire accuracy. It's nice. It is nice, guys. If Cross doesn't go solo flawless next week and he has to lead his God roll pally, here's the thing. There's a lot of things you guys can, you know, put as a contingency and reward for yourself if I, in fact, do not go flawless as a solo player. But what do I get? Huh? All right, how about this? I'll make a deal with you guys. Let's swing the pot a little more. If I go flawless solo, I will select 5 of you from the stream in here, and you will have to tag me on Twitter with a picture of your new haircut, okay? If I do not go flawless solo, I will get this haircut. And you can't get out of this shit. No. Don't be trying to bullshit. Matter of fact, this was supposed to be a sub goal. We were going to have a sub goal in the next month to 2 months or something like that. We were going to have a number of sub goals ramping into the Frontier update whenever that's supposed to roll around. But this was going to be a sub goal. But I think this is way better. All right, so that's the deal. We go flawless solo. If we succeed, 5 of you have to get this fucking haircut or something close to it. It's a wild haircut. We'll see if we can pull it off or see if you guys can pull it off.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.